Hi ladies, I'm here with a tag video today, which is really surprising to me. This is my first tag, of course. I didn't think that I was gonna get tagged in anything. I don't know why, I just didn't. I was tagged by the lovely Victoria Vaden here on YouTube. We're hair journey friends. We've been friends on Hair Lista for a while, and I started a YouTube page and she was one of the first people to find me. So she's a little new like me. She's been on for a couple months. I think I've officially been on for 1 month, so 1 month anniversary on YouTube. And she tagged me, so check her out. I'll give her a link right there. So let's get started. What is a nickname that only your family calls you? When I was younger, much younger, like around the 5, 6, 7 year range, my dad always called me Booby. I don't really know where that name came from or went or anything like that, but my dad always called me Booby. What's a weird habit of yours? Just one? So I used to eat really sugary cereals like Fruit Loops, Apple Jacks, Trix, fruity cereals like that, and I would only eat them dry. I don't eat things like that anymore, but I did, and I used to snack on them. Like I would get one of those little pots of them, and I would just snack on that during class. But with the Trix, which are the ones that have the different fruit shapes, I would separate the fruit out individually and eat them fruit by fruit. Yep, I would separate the lemons from the oranges, from the watermelons, and I would eat them in little piles, separated. Okay, next. Do you have any weird phobias? I guess the weirdest phobia I have, because I feel like most of mine are pretty normal, you know, bugs, a little bit with heights, but the weirdest one I have is probably mold. That's not even that weird even. Like regular mold, like if I used to have a roommate who would leave the dishes in the sink too long and they would get mold on them, and I couldn't go anywhere near the sink anymore. I just, I don't do mold, but I don't feel like that's that weird. Mold is pretty disgusting, so that's pretty much the only one I can think of. What's a song you secretly love to blast and belt when you're alone? My #1 guilty pleasure song. And it wasn't always so guilty until she had that performance at whatever award show was, I think the VMAs. It was Miley Cyrus's It's Our Party. That song came on and you couldn't tell me it wasn't a party wherever I was. But after she did that performance, all I could see was like teddy bear bustiers dancing around, and it became a really guilty pleasure. And I was going to boycott the song after that performance, but I didn't. It came on and I still secretly sang it by myself. What's one of your biggest pet peeves? One of the first pet peeves that comes to my mind is a totally random one, but it's when you're driving and you're in the car and you're sitting at a stop sign or you're sitting somewhere where you don't have the right of way and there's oncoming traffic that has the right of way. You're sitting here, you're waiting, and this car is taking its time, you're waiting for it to go by so that you can, you know, make your turn left, presumably. But this car turns. And you're sitting there like, that is so rude. You didn't think to let me know that I could go. That really bothers me. I think that's so inconsiderate. Inconsiderate things bother me. Things that could easily be considered. You know, you didn't have to go out of your way to not tell me you were turning. You were just being mean. What's one of your nervous habits? My biggest nervous habit, and I realized that through my hair journey, is twirling my hair. I twirl my hair and I only twirl it in this spot, the right half of my nape. And I realized when I started my hair journey that this part of my nape was one of the only places on my head that would get breakage. I know nape breakage is common. Nape breakage is very common. I see it almost everyone has some form of a little bit of nape breakage. And I have a little, not much, not even hardly in most places on my nape, except for right here. And the only thing that I can think of is that it's from my nervous habit of doing this. I do it all the time. And a nervous habit isn't just something you do when you're nervous, it's just something you idly do. And I idly do that all the time. I've stopped, and I mean, as you can see, it doesn't look to be too much of a problem, but yeah, it took a conscious effort because that was a big one. What side of the bed do you sleep on? Right now I'm sleeping on the right side of the bed. This is a strange question. But really, if a bed is up against a wall, like in a corner, I have to sleep on the side that's further away from the wall. I get claustrophobic. I have to sleep with a little bit of space between me and the wall. So whatever side's further from the wall. What was your first stuffed animal and its name? My first stuffed animal, what was, I'm trying to remember. That's like, it was so long ago. Like, what was your first stuffed animal? Actually, it's right here. This is my first stuffed animal. I was given him when I was born, so no debate there. And I don't, some people would say, well, how do you remember? No, I was given this bear when I was born. His name is Sammy. I don't take him everywhere at all. I don't take Sammy anywhere with me. It's not like Lionel and the Blankie. He just lives wherever I live. Like when I was at school undergrad, he was on campus or off campus. Wherever I was, he was there. When I lived with my parents after undergrad, he was at my parents' house. Now that when I went to grad school, he was at my grad school apartment, and now I'm done grad school, and he's still with me, so Sammy just lives wherever I live. What drink do you always order at Starbucks? I'm not a huge Starbucks person, don't kill me, because I don't do a lot of caffeine. Victoria said that as her answer too. She doesn't do a lot of caffeine. But when I go to Starbucks, I always order the vanilla cafe frappuccino, which is the same answer she gave, except the vanilla cafe one has a shot of espresso. Either a shot of espresso or coffee. I'm not really sure which one they put in it, so it does have some caffeine. My favorite go-to non-caffeine option is the shaken iced tea lemonade with the passion fruit iced tea. What's a beauty rule you preach but never actually practice? Well, I don't do beauty, so I don't have any beauty rules. It would have to be a hair rule. I have a number of hair rules that I know are true and should be true, and I may not do them because I know how to properly do them, which is so hypocritical. One, I know that it's best to not style with styling tools, but when I do a lot of styles, after I have finger detangled in the shower with a wide tooth comb, detangled again after, I will use a fine tooth comb. So you've probably seen that in some of my videos, and some people were probably cringing like, why is she doing that with a rat tail comb? But I've detangled at least 3 times before, and I'm very, very, very gentle with it. But I tell people, don't do that, because if you can't be careful enough, you're going to rip your hair out, and I'm very, 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 very careful with it. So I say it, but I don't do it. Which way do you face in the shower? Towards the water. I didn't know anybody faced any way except towards the water. If I'm washing my hair and rinsing it out, I will be facing with my hair towards the water as I rinse, and then I will promptly turn back around and continue my business. Do you have any weird body skills? That question just sounds really, really strange to me. I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce it, and I think the word is pidextrous. I pick up things with my feet all the time. Not like if I'm at work in a professional environment with heels, I won't take my shoes off, but if I'm walking around the house and I've got on slippers or something and I drop something, 8 times out of 10, every so often I will pick it up with my foot and hand it to myself. What's your favorite comfort food / food that's bad but you love to eat it anyways? My first response is pasta, like Victoria. I eat pasta nonstop. I could eat pasta every day for the rest of my life. My dad always says that I was a noodle in my past life. That would make me a cannibal. But any type of pasta. I make every type of pasta you can think of. My favorite is shrimp Alfredo. And I make the Alfredo sauce from scratch. I get fresh shrimp. I season it. I do all that. And it's just the most amazing thing in the world to me. But I can't eat it too much. It's got all that heavy cream and cheese. And it's not the best for you. But I love it. What's a phrase or exclamation you always say? 2 things I say a lot are so and wait, which are 2 words that you're like, that's just a regular word. But the so is not in a normal way. It's some way, I don't know if it's a new trend. I don't know where I picked it up, but I say it all the time. And then when I saw my best friend when I went back home for the holidays, she was doing it too. It's like you ask someone a question and they start their answer off with so. Did you get a chance to go to the grocery store today? So I was on the way, like that. Like I start answers off with so all the time. My coworker does it. When I went home, my best friend does it. I don't know if it's a trend. I don't know if somebody on some popular TV show started doing that and everyone's doing it now, but I don't watch TV and somehow I'm doing it too. The other one is wait. Somebody's telling a story that's somewhat outlandish. Like, I was getting into my car and this guy walks by without pants and you're like, wait. That's the second one, wait. Or somebody's like, you know, I was at work and I was leaving at 8 p.m., wait. I wait. I say that when something sounds funny. And I think people know that I don't actually mean wait because they keep talking. They don't actually wait. What if I wanted them to wait? Time to sleep. What are you actually wearing? As little as possible. Let's just call a spade. I don't like sleeping in a ton of clothes. We'll just leave it in as little as possible. So that is it for my 15 questions tag. Hopefully it was somewhat interesting and you learned a couple weird little facts about me. You can get to know how strange people are pretty quickly with these questions. So now I'm going to tag Lauren from the channel Lauren Michelle, Leslie from Fresh Links, and Journey to Wasteland. They're 3 great girls with really great channels, so keep an eye out for their video. They should be uploading it sometime. They all know that they've been tagged and they all wanted to do it, so they'll be uploading it at some point. I'm not sure when. And check out their videos if you're looking for some new people to subscribe to. I love their channels. They've got great personalities, lots of information, and they're just awesome. So that's that for this tag. Hope you enjoyed it. All right, see you soon. Bye!